Oh, such a clutch off-season pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some for my mom. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
Visit Blinds.com now for up to 45% off site-wide, plus a free professional measure. Rules and restrictions apply.
You've been lost in the woods for hours now, stumbling around in the dark. You come around the bend and see two people roasting marshmallows over a roaring fire. They see you coming into the clearing and gesture over to pull up a log. Welcome to Campfire Ashes. I'm Paul.
And I'm Jess. Join us as we tell each other our originally written spooky stories around the campfire and then dive into the lore and legends that inspired them. Is it something that goes bump in the night? Is it something menacing lurking past the tree line? Or is it just weird and otherworldly? You'll find it here on Campfire Ashes.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, or right here on the Geekscape Network.
Do you like to laugh, geek out on music, and learn all about that band or artist who had that one song back in the day, but then seemed to fall off the face of the earth? If so, you need to subscribe to One Hit Thunder. Together with an array of interesting and hilarious guests, we do a weekly dive into one-hit wonders like Eiffel 65's Blue, Krayshawn's Gucci Gucci, EMF's Unbelievable, Delamitri's Roll to Me, Los Del Rio's Macarena, Musical Youth's Pass the Dutchie, and even Patrick Swayze's She's Like the Wind. So are you subscribed to One Hit Thunder or what? As Desiree would say, you gotta be. And as K7 would encourage, you gotta come baby come and join in on the fun of the One Hit Thunder podcast.
Come baby, come baby, baby, come, come. Come baby, come baby, baby, come.
Everybody, welcome to another episode of Horror Movie Night. This week, we are talking about Mirror, Mirror 2, Raven's Dance from, I think this was 1994. Scott,
is
you
it
picked
92
this
or 94?
one.
Oh, no. The only thing I didn't get, 94, yeah, good job, Matt.
94.
Yes, and this is my pick. And so,
man, what a pick.
sorry, y'all. We're going to be
Did you have Mirror,
strapped
Mirror
in for
2
me.
Raven Dance on here before the first Mirror, Mirror? I thought I saw it on your list.
No. I didn't know there was another Mirror, Mirror at all, much less
Let alone a
four
trilogy.
Mirror Mirrors. No, there are 4 Mirror Mirrors.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, I probably am not going to put us through the other two, but I'm going to put myself through the other two at some point.
Are you sure? Tubi just sent me an email saying it's time for me to watch Mirror, Mirror 3 The Voyeur. I'll send you this. I took a screenshot of the email. And I was like,
Can
okay.
I also just remind us all that at one point, and I think it's been 3 years since this conversation has come up, maybe 2026 is the year we finally rip the Band-Aid on doing Turbulence 3, which we were baffled by.
So that was a couple years ago. You're right. I watched it, and it's not a horror movie. It's very silly, but it is still at its core an action suspense thriller.
So maybe
it doesn't
more
have
of a
enough,
Patreon or a Black
Patreon,
Friday
perfect.
situation.
Yeah, Patreon or Black Friday. But yeah, it actually was on my list. I found a Tubi link. I was like, I'm so stoked. And then it doesn't really. But the band at the beginning of this movie kind of gives a similar vibe.
Listen, I don't have a lot of notes,
Team
but
Tool.
most of the notes I have are very much tied to the first 5 to 10 minutes and the last 5 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
It's very not evenly distributed, but it starts strong and ends strong for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the middle.
Yeah, well, I didn't think that. I was really worried this was going to be a slog. So just for the listeners, so you understand, I picked this sight unseen. Well, not sight unseen. The reason I picked it was the fact that one, Mirror Mirror fucking ruled last. That's the last year.
Yeah. That was last year. This was. Listen, Scott. We're recording 2 episodes. I will tell you, one of them was more fun than the other one, and it's your pick of Mirror Mirror.
Honestly, I thought that next week's pick was more fun, but maybe that's because I had to write notes for this, and so I had to pay a lot more attention. Stay tuned, listeners. Next week is going to be a
movie.
Very sticky.
It's certainly a movie.
It's
certainly a movie.
There's a lot of maple
Kyle
syrup.
pick, and it's a Kyle pick by every definition of the word Kyle pick.
I had to come back
Every
to
inch of Kyle.
2026 swanging.
Oh man. Anyway, so I picked this because Mirror Mirror was so good, and then when we were having that episode discussion, I was looking at the IMDb, and I'm like, Roddy McDowell, fucking Mark Ruffalo, and we get the return of William Sanderson. He's in both for no reason. Different characters.
Different characters. No reason.
And I also really love so much about kind of like the meta-ness of this movie. It's called Orphan Productions, and it's in an orphanage, which seems so just I don't know. They had definitely had a sense of humor when they were making it. Additionally, the movie says, I don't remember if it's at the very beginning or if it's at the very end, like the intro credits or the outro credits. It says, Mirror Mirror 2 Raven Dance, a mirror, a story from the Mirror Mirror universe or something like that. I didn't write down the actual, exact words, but I was like, so basically these characters are all cursed. Like William Sanderson is cursed to be in every one of them. I mean, he's actually not in every one of them, but it would be really fucking funny if he was.
That would be great. I would love a recurring Sanderson appearance without.
He was
being
better
the
in
same
the first one. I mean, like his character. Yeah. This one is every character is paper thin in this, but I do think that it lends a lot of humor. Where
funny.
the first one was just a better watch, this one is definitely sillier.
It does fall into the batshit part twos, not a better part two, but it falls into a batshit part two for sure.
But listen, I don't want to jump ahead, but the last,
you could dance.
I would say that there is a moment that happens at the end of this movie that is like that specific moment with the practical that's being used and everything, I think is superior to anything in the first Mirror Mirror, but it's just that
I think
one
I know what you're talking about.
moment. There's like one moment where I'm like, holy shit. But like
they blew their entire
budget on
creature budget on literally 30 seconds of film. I'm sure that they spent a day with it, but like only 30 seconds of it made it into the actual movie.
I do want to read the very first note I wrote because it leads perfectly into Scott having to do the plot summary. But I wrote, man, so far the dialogue, the acting, the cat's meows being ADR'd.
Yes.
What a magical experience.
Yeah.
It is stiff. This is some
truly
stiff,
the worst
stilted delivery of bad dialogue I've seen in a
I wrote down
long
a
time.
bunch, but Kyle,
it was the worst opening exposition scene.
Oh,
and like by worst, I mean like the most egregious.
Yeah,
like
it's so good.
It was spelled out so heavily.
No one has seen the first one. They don't know the lore of the mirror.
Right.
It's really like, why are we even making a sequel to the first?
That's the fucking point.
I think that you guys need to go back to 94. Let's go back to the 90s and think about like there was no internet. People couldn't just Google like movie video hounds. I don't think I even got my first one until 95 or 96. So I mean they may have been around for a couple of years, but like very few people had the ability to go back and be like, oh, this is the logic behind what is happening in this film. So I'll give it a little bit of historical wiggle room. Now
it's 40 years later.
Yeah.
I guess it just made such a huge debut at Cannes that
this was only released theatrically in the Netherlands.
That
did not get an American release at all. It went
also
straight to VHS.
I know that we don't normally talk about this stuff, but my God, the sleaziness of the cover for this movie alone.
Oh,
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like
it belies how this movie is so much cleaner than the first movie.
It's so much.
There are no boobies.
Again, stay tuned for next week where we can say a lot of the same. One of the most chaste, sexy movies I've ever seen. But that's for next week. Scott, tell us what the fuck happens in Mirror, Mirror 2 Raven Dance.
All right. Let me dance my way around all the obstacles here. So, Boca opens, and we have an unconsoling and insane woman in bed who explains, who is like, let me tell everybody who did not see the first movie what's happening. She explains the evils of the titular demon mirror, and of course, naturally, the nun's like, you're crazy. She uncovers the mirror. Things go poorly. The mirror starts to, do some weird stuff. The room shakes. The woman on the bed disappears, and the nun is struck blind. We then, very obvious to us as the watcher now, but maybe it's, I don't know. It is heavily implied that we fast forward. We jump forward in time to a kind of a grunge industrial band setting up in the same orphanage, or in an orphanage, which you find out is the same room, is the same building that the first scene was took place in, and it's supposedly a charity show. I don't quite understand why they went with that plot device. Like, why the industrial band? Why a charity show when all of the orphans are at camp, except for Marley and her brother Jeffrey, who just arrived that day. So it's literally these four industrial guys, like, grungy dudes. One of them literally looks like Maynard from Tool.
Very much really, yeah. Wow.
But the best part about this band is the fact that their sound check is the worst thing I've ever experienced, the worst sound check I've ever experienced. And I've been in a metal band for a long ass time.
Their band seems to be primarily guitar.
That's not the most egregious part. The most egregious part is that their percussionist, because I will not say drummer, their percussionist is a guy with a keyboard and two pieces of sheet metal hanging from the ceiling, and he just goes pa 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 pa, and it's like the worst fucking cymbals imagiable.
It's reminded me of, like, the energy of is Dead Man on Campus, the like droney gothic sperm song where it's
the words in my sperm. Spreading forth my tragic germ. It's a lot more fun to watch it in 2X, by the way.
Yeah. There's Jimmy Lifton is the director of this, and this is the only thing he's ever directed. He
what a surprise.
Composed and worked on mechanical effects for the first movie, which I think might answer the question as to why there's a second movie at all 4 years later. It's because he has some sort of stake in it and is able to then make it. So he directs, composed, I think he wrote this. But the problem, one of the things that's so silly to me is that exactly what you're saying is, like, there's music involved in, like, the story of
there's a lot of music in this story because she's a dancer. And we'll get there.
Is this a play on, like, what he thinks of industrial music, or is he actually like, this is a band?
I also think that
in the story, one of those kids must have been an orphan that was, like, came back to, like, do this shit. Like, this is the only gig that they were able to get. Is to do the charity show for his old orphanage.
Yeah, they were all like, well, they said their management said that they should do this. It was good for publicity, and I'm like, whatever, guys, that's totally fine. Anyway, so as they're, like, getting set up before they do their sound check, I did step ahead a little too far. Sorry, guys. They uncover the mirror because one of the guys decides he wants to take some rosary beads off of it or something and wear them for their set. Marley, who is the main character of the movie, the protagonist, she and her brother Jeffrey are the two who loves to play violin. So as Kyle said, lots of, like, music and musical plot devices in this movie. We'll get to the We'll get to some of that later. Oh my God, I'm gonna try my best to get to some of that later. But she goes, I wish that they would learn a lesson. And of course the mirror is like, as you wish, and it zaps them all and fries them. It also hits her, and she goes partially blind. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. These guys are such pervs. The band really does deserve getting turned into marshmallow, like burnt marshmallow, because the girl Marley goes, this mirror would be great to practice my dancing. I'm a dancer, you know. No, this fucking guy did not know that you were a dancer. You literally met 2 minutes ago, Marley. But
dance is her life.
Dance is life. It's really, I mean, it's like later on she says something to the effect of like all she's ever wanted to dance, and then now that she can't dance, she might die. So it's
she
really
is a
dire.
dancer.
Yes, yeah. I mean, that's where the Raven dance of the title, like that's why it is the Raven dance. Anyway.
I thought it was just because we were all raving about how good of a job she did.
It's so Raven dance. So Marley wakes up. She can't see shit, and her stepsister, who is significantly older than her name's Rosalind, arrives with none other than Roddy McDowell, who is a doctor, but secretly also Rosalind's boyfriend. And they have this plan that they're going to make Marley seem insane so she gives up her inheritance. It doesn't matter. It's so dumb. It's like really very threadbare of a like an explanation for why Rosalind is such a bitch. But also there's a cat. I'm sorry. The other main character that Matt did mention is this cat, Pyewacket. And I found it interesting because I know that has some sort of mystical meaning, and I was like, I need to fucking know what Pyewacket it really means. And I guess that during the 17th century witch trials, it was one of the names of the familiars that was like, named in the witch trials. But also it was the Siamese cat from the movie Bell, Book, and Candle. Now, Kyle, I'm going to lean on you here. I don't let me down. Have you watched that movie?
Nope.
I'm pretty disappointed. I haven't either, but I was hoping that you could give me some exposition. It's okay. I'm sure Marley's done more than enough for the rest of us. Anyway, so the whole plan that Roddy McDowell has is he's going to like drug Marley. He keeps giving her shots. Like he literally injects her a dozen times in this movie. It's nuts. He keeps injecting her. And the nun who's in charge of the orphanage while all the kids are at camp, I don't know, is totally fine with it because Roddy McDowell his name is Lasco. He keeps saying, oh, she's had a very serious mental break, and so she's just like getting fed this line, and she accepts it because I guess nuns don't know anything about psychiatry. But
figure.
The next thing we see is that there's another nun who is still there, who is wearing white scleral contacts. It's Sister Aja, who was the woman who was struck blind at the beginning of the movie. She's supposed to be older now. And this mysterious figure named Christian, played by none other than Mark Ruffalo in his debut performance, correct?
Yep, first movie role.
He shows up and he says, I'm back. I'm back to finish what I started, or some stupid shit. She's like, oh,
it's
no.
Very vague. It's like the most vague to the end.
Yeah, and Sister Aja is like, no, not again. She literally does that line twice. She's given it all, though. I really think that Sister Aja is my favorite.
Blind clergy are such a thing.
It's
like,
also a thing for you, buddy. And
Yeah.
don't anybody ruin Kyle's double feature, because I think I know what it is.
It might have been in consideration. We shall see.
You're dancing
Might be
around
off the
that.
rails on this one.
Oh,
yeah,
there you go. The music
dancing
stops.
around it. There you go. Damn.
Anyway, so Marley somehow like hobbles her way out of her room and goes to what is the dance studio, which is also the room where the band was incinerated, and she's fine. And she goes, and she starts to dance, and she's like, oh, dang it, I can't dance because I can't see right. And then she looks at the mirror, and she's like, oh, I don't need to rest. I need to see. I need to dance for the mirror, because the mirror is the only thing that she can see clearly through. So she's dancing, going nuts. Her brother is also speaking to the mirror and playing violin for the mirror because he's a virtuoso. And so everybody's just acting very strange. But Dr. Lasco and Rosalind have this other exposition scene with William Sanderson's character, and the plan is that he's going to scare her and make her look crazy enough that they give her the inheritance. Now, the weird thing I don't understand about this inheritance subplot is Rosalind is 40 easily, and then Marley is supposed to be a minor. She does say something to Lasco where she's explaining that she's upset about their father, so her and Marley's father. When Rosalind's mother died, he remarried a woman who was younger than Rosalind, I guess, or Rosalind's age or something like that, and then had Marley and Jeffrey with her. But still, it's like a 22, 24-year age gap, supposedly.
Yeah,
I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
But that's the only exposition we get. So they're trying to use William Sanderson's drunk pervert groundskeeper character to help them make Marley look crazy.
And he gets paid in cash and panties.
That's right. The panty payment is. Yeah. You know, I've never thought about asking my job.
I guess.
Yeah. Like what's the conversion rate, and also what condition do you think each panty? What panty condition gets more money? For William Sanderson.
It's a very good question.
What's his name? Robert?
You know, if we have 4 coins, well, now 3 in our U.S. system, then, you know, what does it look like Pennywise? Pennywise.
Oh, Pennywise is, yes, the very scary, creepy dancing clown in this. Yeah, it's very convoluted, and none of it matters. This is where Matt was like, it really doesn't. But Rosalind is very adamant that Marley should not be physically hurt, just emotionally scarred, and it should just be psychological trauma. So they're drugging her, and she keeps waking up in the middle of the night and doing dumb shit. Like Lasco keeps telling the nun, who's supposed to be her attendant, like, don't let her out of the room. And she's like, okay. And then she goes to bed. And then Marley wakes up and she's like, I'm going to go to the library because I think I hear Pyewacket the cat. And it's actually Pyewacket, but then the raven, who is like, there's this raven that's kind of like around the orphanage that is kind of the harbinger of the mirror's powers, scares her off one of those you know, what are they called? Like those step ladders that would be on a ladder.
Ladders, like that Belle swings on in Beauty and the Beast. Yeah,
yes, exactly. The Bell ladder. That's what we're calling it from now on in this show, because you know this is going to happen again in this show.
That's good for sure.
So she falls. She possibly sprains her ankles, and she says, "I'll never dance again." Doctor says I may never dance again, but it heals immediately. So Christian decides, who now they are kind of seeing each other. He's going to take her to his loft where they make out and they listen to his new song. And Marley is starting to like dance, but you're not sure if she's dancing in his loft or if she's dancing in her dance studio. But then she falls asleep.
Timu Trent Reznor, dude.
Oh,
you
yeah.
See this fucking guy?
Yeah.
Like 6 organs in that room. Like,
bro, I mean, one of those organs definitely looks like it would do the sound in like the organ solo in Runaway by Del Shannon. Yeah. And I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Marley wakes up in her bed covered in spiders, thanks to Robert. And then she gets out of bed and she's not like scared. She's pissed that no one believes her. And so the nun and Rosalind and Lasco go look, and the spiders are obviously gone. So they sedate her again. Marley wakes up again no one's watching her. The mirror is now in her room, by the way. Lasco and the nun brought it in, and the mirror begins to bleed. And instead of being like, ew, that's fucking gross, she starts to lick it up, which is really the most sexual thing that happens in this movie. And it's totally clothed. It's very, very odd. But this kind of is harkening back to the first movie, where the mirror starts to make you a sexy, bad version, evil, tainted version of yourself, right? So
Yeah.
Jeffrey, her little brother, who just is around when he needs to be, comes in and he's like, he's like a savant and he can't talk, right?
Well, yeah, that's not what the punks call him in the beginning.
No,
but yes,
they call
that
him
is
the
what he
R
is.
slur, and we are.
Yeah.
I knew that those guys were going to get murdered really early on, and I'm like, they're dying at the end of the
they
scene,
weren't gonna hang around
and
long.
I'm not going to have to hear the R slur a third time, a fourth time, whatever it was. But I think that just makes up for, they're trying to cover up his absolutely atrocious acting, and he says like, no, you gotta fight the he met Sister Aja in the other room. I'm so sorry. He met Sister Aja and she explained to him that the mirror is evil and there's a demon and blah blah blah. And then Sister Aja is kind of like, she's implying that Christian is the demon from the mirror incarnated in the world. And then we see Christian confront Roger in his workshop and leave. And then the Raven attacks Robert, I think his name's Roger, actually. And he gets acid on his face. He gets a bandsaw cutting his arm off, and then he falls backwards onto a table saw and dies. Really bad day to be a panty sniffer.
Yeah.
That's what you get. Yeah, that's exactly what you get. So Christian leaves a letter for Marley saying that he'll protect her. She just has to believe in him. And so it's really leading up to this concept that he is the demon and he's using her sexual energy to come into the world. I don't know. Lasco then tries to physically assault her and he's trying to inject her again. He's like, I'm going to break your arm. And if I was Marley on the bed, I'd be like, get the fuck off me and knee him in the nuts. But she's like, stop it, you're hurting me. And so he obviously drugs her. But then I didn't mention already, but he has a serious fear of cats, which is ailurophobia. I had to look it up. And Pyewacket defends Marley. He falls into the mirror and is absorbed. Sister Aja drops the bomb for Marley that the mirror demon is Christian, and then Jeffrey has to take the knife and destroy the mirror because he's the only innocent in the orphanage now. The mirror hyper ages Rosalind because she's so obsessed with being young. She's like, oh, I'm turning old, and she wants to use the money from the inheritance to do a bunch of cosmetic surgery. So it ages her. I'm guessing that she turns to dust, but we don't really see that. It's just kind of like she ages her and she's gone. And then the best part of the movie, in my opinion, is the last remaining nun, who I didn't write down her name because it doesn't matter, besides Sister Aja. The last remaining nun gets beheaded by this stained glass knight. Matt, was that what you were talking about? Oh, you were talking about the final scene.
I was talking about the final scene.
They spent a lot of money on digitally. It kind of reminded me of like the beginning of Reboot, the TV show Reboot. But I feel like if I would have watched just that scene as a 12-year-old, I would have been like, "Fuck, this movie's so sick! I love it!" Because like a stained glass knight would have really done it for me at 12 years old.
Dude, so this I remember now that somewhere in our in our social media messages back and forth that reel had gotten sent.
Was that the part?
That's the only thing that I remember. I remember distinctly that night.
Okay.
And I don't know if that
That
could have been pre Mirror 1. But that stained glass night fucked me up. Like I finished my Cool Ranch a long time ago, and then that stained glass night came up, and I was like, fuck yeah. It ruled.
Oh man, it was so funny. It's such of its time that I feel like if you're not a millennial, you're probably not gonna like it.
I mean, that is a great scene. The scene I'm talking about
is the demon coming out of the mirror.
The demon coming out of the mirror, which
Marley stabs Christian before that because Sister Aja hypes her up that Christian is the demon, and then she's like, "Oh no, I've made a mistake." And Christian is kind of a badass. He takes the like 7-inch knife out of his stomach, stabs the demon, and then they both are zapped back into the mirror. And as that happens, Marley is like, I wish this was all a dream. And then honestly, I love that because it does the same thing where it becomes a time loop with the same bed as the first scene, which and now Marley is living the same loop as before, which is very akin to what they did in the first movie, where the sisters or best friends or whatever it is are stuck in this loop of one having to kill the other forever. And it really, I don't love time loop.
I didn't think it was going to
movies,
happen
but I loved
in this
it.
one.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to happen in this.
It works in the Mirror franchise. I don't think that they do it in 3 or 4, but it works in the first
Well,
two.
there's only one way to find out, I guess.
Dude, talking about Mirror 2 has gotten me excited for Mirror 3 The Voyeur. It really has. Between this conversation and that Tubi email earlier, dudes, I'm in.
So
we don't have to watch it for horror movie night.
We might have to
Movie's going to make Kyle watch it regardless. Guys, in our group chat, I just sent a picture from the Wikipedia for the director that I found so delightful because this says so much about how little of a shit people care about Mirror 2. It is a picture of our director standing next to the prop of that demon, but the subtitle just says, on set with Monster circa 1994.
What the hell? Dude,
it's the one thing he's done movie-wise. Like, let him have it.
Guys,
Damn it.
I think that we have to post this in the group when this drops because there is a very, very poorly placed yellow rope.
Boy, is there. I just zoomed in and saw it. Yep.
My God. I think we figured out where the blood from earlier in that movie was coming from.
Amazing. Just
God bless Jimmy.
amazing.
Jimmy's still with us. Jimmy's still around. Jimmy won an award for music for SpongeBob SquarePants.
I was going to say the thing that we kind of skipped was that he started as a session musician for Motown Records.
Yeah.
Wow. Before he
doing
became
the
a
damn
director.
thing. The dude's living the dream, kind of.
Do you think that he did anything for the Rockwell records? Because that would be sick.
I didn't notice anything. I was like scrolling through his credits and none of them had hyperlinks. But
oh, well.
He was a session musician for Groovesville, I think is the name of the studio that Motown owned. But I was like, good. Yeah, Groovesville Productions. He was a studio musician in Detroit at the age of 21 is where he got his early start. So
wow,
good for him.
Wow, good for Jimmy. Jimmy got soul.
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire wrong. So then I'm doing IT, and when I go to plug the servers in, they become sentient, and they won't let us access our network unless we forward their chain emails and memes to more and more and more people, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant finds and invites best fit candidates to apply, so you can discover talent you may have missed. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
You've been lost in the woods for hours now, stumbling around in the dark. You come around the bend and see 2 people roasting marshmallows over a roaring fire. They see you coming into the clearing and gesture over to pull up a log. Welcome to Campfire Ashes. I'm Paul.
And I'm Jess. Join us as we tell each other our originally written spooky stories around the campfire and then dive into the lore and legends that inspired them. Is it something that goes bump in the night? Is it something menacing lurking past the tree line? Or is it just weird and otherworldly? You'll find it here on Campfire Ashes.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, or right here on the Geekscape Network.
Do you like to laugh, geek out on music, and learn all about that band or artist who had that one song back in the day, but then seemed to fall off the face of the earth? If so, you need to subscribe to One Hit Thunder. Together with an array of interesting and hilarious guests, we do a weekly dive into one-hit wonders like Eiffel 65's Blue, Krayshawn's Gucci Gucci, EMF's Unbelievable, Delamitri's Roll to Me, Los Del Rio's Macarena, Musical Youth's Pass the Dutchie, and even Patrick Swayze's She's Like the Wind. So are you subscribed to One Hit Thunder or what? As Desiree would say, you gotta be. And as K7 would encourage, you gotta come, baby, come and join in on the fun of the One Hit Thunder podcast.
Come, baby, come, baby, baby, come, come. Come, baby, come, baby, baby, come.
Rotella Resale is your premier collectibles, toy, and novelty retailer. Online at RotellaResale.com. At RotellaResale.com, find the best and hard-to-find die-cast vehicles and live-action figures. They have some of the most popular vinyl LPs, Zippo lighters, and comics. Support the best artists with their rock t-shirts and posters. You will find so much more at RotellaResale.com with free shipping on all orders in the United States. Use the promo code RADIO for 10% off your order. Visit RotellaResale.com. That's RotellaResale. RotellaResale.com.
Scott, if you were inviting people over to watch Mirror Mirror 2 Raven Dance, what else would they be watching with you?
This was a really, really hard double feature for me. I picked four.
Struggled.
I'm not going to tell you. I'm not. We don't have to go through all of them. That might be overkill. But I just feel like the violin and the music woven into the plot. Because I also didn't mention the fact that like Marley dancing, she dances kind of to the same melodic theme every time, and there are different iterations of it. And so I gotta go with Paganini horror.
Nice.
I feel like that would be a really wild night.
That's great. I forgot to mention that the first song that she dances to sounds like a version of that Ferris Bueller "Day Bow Bow."
Yo,
it's a very
Yellow. Oh yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, Matt knows.
It's true. She fucking does.
Right, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. No, "Day Bow Bow."
Kyle, you go next because I have two really off the cuff options here.
Mm-hmm. I have one that I picked, and I do want to share Carly's one as well.
Did you watch
I
two?
did not pick The Sentinel, though that was on my list. And it's not Roddy McDowell is not in that movie, but it feels like he should be.
Yep.
But I picked Hard Rock Zombies. That first band, and then the chaos that ensues afterwards. Made me think Hard Rock Zombies, though I do get it confused with Slaughterhouse Rock. I think Hard Rock Zombies is the one that I want.
Slaughterhouse Rock.
I think Hard Rock Zombies is
good.
more fun to watch.
Yeah,
I mean, they're both bad movies.
Well, I've considered Slaughterhouse Rock before, and it's nowhere near as HMN coded as Hard Rock Zombies.
Yeah.
So I'm going with that.
So I went with the Are You Afraid of the Dark episode, The Tale of the Lonely Ghost, where there's a
nice
ghost child inside of a mirror.
Yeah.
But also at the very last second, I was like, that is if I've ever seen a fucking pumpkinhead looking motherfucker, it's that demon
it
at
kind
the
of
end.
is pumpkinhead coded. I like that a lot.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Scott, what were your runner-ups?
Oh, well, my first thought was Happy Death Day because it's kind of that like can't get out of the time loop and you keep dying kind of situation. But I also feel like, and I don't know, I've watched this movie, I don't want to say twice. Let's call it 1.75 times. Devil's Pass from 2012 or so, I want to say. Matt, was that a Reddit Horror Club pick?
That legitimately may have been a Reddit Horror Club pick that I barely watched and then had to make up the episode.
It's the Dyatlov Pass, but make it a horror movie like in Russia.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's good. I don't want to say it's unwatchable, but I just
Rennie Harlan?
Yeah. That's the reason why I watched it a second time, but I don't think I finished it. I've finished it both times, but I don't know if I would consider the second time a full viewing because I definitely did a little bit of scrubbing in the middle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kyle, did you say what Carly's double feature was?
Oh yeah.
It was double Toil and Trouble.
Okay.
She was like, all that mirror shit just makes a lot of sense. And I kind of was like, well, I'm gonna jot that down in case I don't think of something by the end of this.
Can I tell you a quick double Toil and Trouble story? Holy shit, I don't think I've we might have to go back into the archives for ticks and see if I mentioned it back then because it wouldn't have come up any other time. But I was at my best friend's house for Halloween. What year did Double Double Toil and Trouble come out? Was it 95?
I think that's 94 too.
94, 95. Yeah. There was an ad in the smack dab in the middle of Double Double Toil and Trouble for Tix, and I was horrified because I was like, oh no, they make your body explode. And so those two are inextricably linked in my brain.
It's amazing.
No shit. That's great. I want to see if I can find if somebody must have recorded it directly from the airing of Double Double Toil and Trouble to get that Tix ad. It's like somebody has to have uploaded that.
That's like, it comes up every Christmas.
93.
But have you guys caught the there's a version of the Muppet Family Christmas, which is one of my favorite Christmas specials. There's a version that's uploaded on YouTube, and that's kind of the only way to watch it is watching people's uploads, where the special ends with literally every Jim Henson Muppet wishing you a Merry Christmas, and then like the credits start to roll, and it's this just like beautiful Christmas music playing, and then the music drops for like the news like promo, and it's just a voiceover of like, would you give your own life to save one of your dying children's lives? Tune in tonight. It's like, it's just so every Christmas it shows up on TikTok again because someone has like watched that YouTube video and been like, what?
Who's gonna of our friends, who's gonna know if where to find that Double Double Toil and Trouble Tix crossover? Chris LaMartina.
Chris LaMartina, probably. He's scrubbed the internet for that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So, speaking of Double Double Toil and Trouble and our Double Double features, if you join our Patreon, you become part of the Slack where you can tell us your Double Double features right there in the Slack chat, patreon.com/HMN podcast. You can also support the show by hitting up our Dashery at hmnpodcast.dashery.com. Buy a shirt, buy a mug, buy a cell phone case, whatever you choose. Visit our website, hmnpodcast.com. Find us on all social media at HMN Podcast, including our letterbox. And hey, guys, what have you been watching, listening to, reading, etc. that you want to talk about?
I have two quick ones.
Okay.
One is holy shit, I have to let the world know about this. And the other one is a recommend for the two of you. I didn't particularly love it.
Okay.
So the first thing is I was scrolling on TikTok. This was literally last night as of recording this, but when this comes out, this might be old news. I don't know when the release date for this is, but there is, as I think some people might know, I have gotten back into playing Magic the Gathering, but I'm not playing it in person because holy shit, it's so much more expensive than it used to be even when I was a kid. So I'm playing Arena, and I have not put 1 red cent into Arena, just I've done some grinding to get like enough coins that I can buy the wild cards that I want. I looked up, I did just an estimate of how much it would cost to build this mono black aggro deck that I play. It would be $400.
Oh Jesus!
This is a problem in a lot of collectible spaces, but collectible cards, Magic, Pokemon, and like sports cards specifically right now, it's so much worse than it was during that bubble in the 90s when like everybody was buying like when the men in their like Brooks Brothers suits would go into comic book shops and buy number ones of everything because they were like, oh, this is a good investment because somebody bought a copy of Detective Comics #1 for fucking $10,000 or whatever. It's bad. It's really bad. And so I'm like, well, guess I'm gonna play fucking Arena for the rest of my adult life, and because I'm not spending money on cardboard like that. That's crazy. But
yeah,
the thing that I found that was just incredible is, and this is important for you in particular, Matt, Magic the Gathering has a new expansion coming out, and it's actually an in-game expansion. A lot of what they've been doing is they're getting other properties and doing expansions with them. Like they did a Spider-Man expansion, which flopped. They did a Final Fantasy expansion. They just their most recent expansion was an Avatar: The Last Airbender expansion, and fuck that expansion. It is way overpowered. But their new expansion is called Lorwyn Eclipsed. I don't really follow any of this stuff, right? I just play whatever I'm allowed to play in standard play. Except for the fact that Jim Henson's studio did an entire song with puppets as the promo for this new expansion. I think it's coming out spring of 2026. So, but it's a whole song. It's all puppets. The puppets kind of remind me of those creepy detachable body part puppets in Labyrinth.
Okay.
But I mean, their legs kind of work in a similar fashion, but amazing. I was like, I cannot believe this exists. And the comments where people were being like so excited about it. And I was like, I have to tell Matt about it. It's such a Matt thing.
That's
you don't have to play Magic to be excited about it. It's just, it's rock opera and puppets, Jim Henson puppets. Anyway, so there's that. And then the soft recommend for you two guys, if you have not watched it yet, is Queens of the Dead on Shudder. Have you guys watched that yet?
I haven't watched it yet.
No.
Matt,
it's a zombie movie.
I watched it. I did watch it. I thought it was fine.
It's not a hard recommend. I know you guys are way more, or you guys are still more into drag culture than I am. I'm a little bit burnt out on some of the tropes, but and I'm not much of a zombie movie guy, but it's very well put together, and Tom Savini is the mayor of New York City or something. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie, but it was definitely one I was never gonna re-watch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bounce off of that because I watched a movie that I think is a soft recommend. I checked out a movie that was showing up on a lot of people's worst horror film of the year list and most disappointed horror film of the year list. And you know, when I hear that much disappointment, I have to check it
See
out
for yourself.
Yeah, investigate and throw in my 2 cents. And I'm not sitting here saying this movie is secretly great. I'm not going to sit here and even say that this movie is particularly good, but I'll say that Barb and I had a blast watching Him. It's on HBO Max now. It is Monkey Paw. It's not a Jordan Peele movie. It's just produced.
That movie. People really said the football movie. They said it was bad.
Yeah.
People didn't like it.
It dropped, and I did it even have a theatrical release?
It did have a theatrical release. It did not do particularly great.
Okay, that would explain it.
But I really thought it was fun. I didn't think it was, again, I don't think it's a masterpiece. I don't think that it's like the greatest shit that's ever been made or anything like that. But I think Marlon Wayans acts his fucking ass off in it.
That's
and
all
he
I wanted.
is
I just wanted
really
him to do
disconcerting. Here's the thing. 10 years from now, I would see us covering this movie strictly for how off the chain, gory, and outrageous the last 5 minutes of the... You know what I would describe it as? It's football evil speak. So the concept of the movie, I'll give a very soft pitch because I feel like they kept a lot of this secret, and I think it's better to know what you're going in for. I think that's why people were disappointed. But the concept of the movie is that this kid who's loved this one football player and like he's his idol is about to be drafted, and he has an unexpected, like, he's getting ready for the draft and he gets attacked and concussed and has to pull out of the draft. And then his hero football player, who's considered like the greatest of all time, reaches out to him personally and is like, this team is interested in you as long as you do this week-long training session with me to prove that you've got what it takes. But like the training session involves like him having to inject this football player's blood into his veins and like crazy endurance tests of like these guys are going to hit you in the face with their helmets as hard as they can over and over and over again to prove that you'll never get concussed. Like, it's just psychotic stuff, and it's kind of culty as it goes on, and it has a lot to say about like America's obsession with football players and being the greatest of all time. Like, there's a lot to be said. It's a solid 3-star. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh, this is the greatest ever made or whatever. But we were like, we kept watching it being like, people said that this got really bad at the end, and then the ending happened. We're like, that was amazing. Like, I think people just wanted a very serious, scary football-based horror movie, and instead they got a movie that's like unsettling and then goes batshit off the deep end at the end. But unlike other movies that did that, like The Substance, this one's 90 minutes, so it's it's like
down for that.
It's quick and digestible. But I will tell both of you, if you watch it and you're like not into it within like 20 minutes, at
Just
least
skip to the end.
fast forward to the last 10 minutes, because you will have the fucking time of your life with the last 10 minutes of this movie.
Another thing that people aren't loving in the grand scheme of things, which I don't know, I think I had a ton of fun, was I went to go see the new Anaconda.
Oh, of course you did.
It was, I mean, listen, it's PG-13. It is Paul Rudd and Jack Black and Steve Zahn, who's just,
I love Steve Zahn so goddamn much.
Fucking fantastic. He's great, and I want him to be in more things. I love him. It's fun. It's funny. I think that like the approach to, like, if you go in not wanting an Anaconda movie, then you're golden. Like, there are, like, it's a CG snake and the kills are few and far between, and they're not gory. It's PG-13. Like, you're not going to get an Anaconda kill. You are going to get, and I have to pull it up. I put it on my Letterboxd review, but I like the dude who plays, his name is Selton Mello, and he basically plays a John Voight-esque character. He's going to play the person who is going to give them the snake for them to remake Anaconda, and he loves his snake. He's a snake handler. He loves the snake. Like, he's only going to care for the snake. But he's playing. Selton Mello plays Tommy Wiseau, playing John Voight, playing Paul Cerrone, his character from Anaconda. It's fucking incredible. Like, that, Selton Mello is great in it, but it has a lot more to play with and say about like people trying to make an IP movie and just like normal ass people, played by Jack Black and Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd's a actor who can't land a gig. Jack Black is a aspiring filmmaker who has finally settled in Buffalo, New York, just making wedding videos, even though he tries to like make those wedding videos more interesting. And all these friends get back together, and he wants to go on and make this big thing with his life because Paul Rudd apparently owns the IP to Anaconda, and so they all set out to go to the rainforest. It's all far-fetched, but it's based in this silly ability to like go make your dreams come true and make a movie with your friends.
I mean, I love movies about filmmaking, so I know
it feels like
love it.
Brigsby Bear. Like it reminded me of Brigsby Bear a little bit. It reminded me of it has some attitude of like American Movie. But it's I don't know. I had a lot of fun with it. You don't need to see it in a theater, but we talked about Anaconda last week, and I wanted to make sure that I saw it while it was in theaters, and it was fun.
All right. Well, also fun, Mirror Mirror 2, Raven Dance, and stay tuned next week for something even more fun here on Horror Movie Night.
Boom.
You've been lost in the woods for hours now, stumbling around in the dark. You come around the bend and see two people roasting marshmallows over a roaring fire. They see you coming into the clearing and gesture over to pull up a log. Welcome to Campfire Ashes. I'm Paul.
And I'm Jess. Join us as we tell each other our originally written spooky stories around the campfire and then dive into the lore and legends that inspired them. Is it something that goes bump in the night? Is it something menacing lurking past the tree line? Or is it just weird and otherworldly? You'll find it here on Campfire Ashes.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, or right here on the Geekscape Network.
Do you like to laugh, geek out on music, and learn all about that band or artist who had that one song back in the day, but then seemed to fall off the face of the earth? If so, you need to subscribe to One Hit Thunder. Together with an array of interesting and hilarious guests, we do a weekly dive into one-hit wonders like Eiffel 65's Blue, Krayshawn's Gucci Gucci, EMF's Unbelievable, Delamitri's Roll to Me, Los Del Rio's Macarena, Musical Youth's Pass the Dutchie, and even Patrick Swayze's She's Like the Wind. So are you subscribed to One Hit Thunder or what? As Desiree would say, you gotta be. And as K7 would encourage, you gotta come baby come and join in on the fun of the One Hit Thunder podcast.
Come, baby, come, baby, baby, come, come. Come, baby, come, baby, baby, come.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.